I love what I do. I'm in a destination that I love to be in, and I'm a general happy person. Well, my dream was always to become GM, I was 29 when I became GM, so it was very, very early. I didn't go through many disciplines throughout my career. I mainly stayed in rooms operations. But I think I showed the passion and the positivity to run a hotel, and this is how I ended up becoming a GM. It's just a title that I carry. I'm still part of the whole, which as a leader you should never forget and should remain very humble about that. Probably as important and maybe a little bit less than the housekeeper or the steward. It's a great clockwork that needs to run, and therefore every associate is important. I just happen to carry the title of general manager and being responsible for the decisions that we take at the end of the day. Advantage is that we travel and that we traveled a little bit of Europe, and before I became GM even further. I think it's great to see different countries, different cities, to travel. That allows us to inhale cultures everywhere we go, it's sometimes you have to take rough decisions. We had this during COVID, where we had to take actually tough decisions that would not please everyone, but it was the best decision in order to stay where we are. My dad had a gas station, and I worked there on a shift to earn some money, and he had a very hospitality mindset. So I think that I got that through the family a little bit. And then during the summer months I worked in a hotel on a small island just below the Danish border to earn some more money, and this is how the passion grew actually for this industry. The position actually became available, and usually the list is very long of GMs who would like to work in this destination, just because it's one of our biggest hotels that we have in Eastern Europe. It's by the river, the city is very picturesque, so I applied for it. I had my interviews with our owners who were based in Vienna, and then eventually I got the job. I knew very, very little. I used to be here for a meeting in 2008. This was around my first time GM assignment. We had a GM's meeting here after the first refurbishment, and I loved the city very, very much. My parents stayed here on a river cruise, but I didn't know anything else about the city. We came from Turkey, and the service culture is very much open and very warm. I had a different feeling when I came here, but I'm from the north of Germany, so usually we are very reserved as well in the first place, and then it needs to take some time until we warm up. I read a book. It's Victor Ivar, I think is the author's name. He wrote a book about an instruction manual for Budapest in Hungary. It's only available in German, unfortunately, but it helped me a lot. One of the first anecdotes of the book was that there's the saying about the revolving door. So when two people go through the revolving door and the Hungarian would be behind you, he would actually come out first. Not more pushy, but very, very melancholic, I have the feeling. Very innovator. This is what we feel not only in the gastro scene, that it's a very entrepreneurial environment, but they're very much innovators, which we like. During the pandemic, for example, we changed our executive lounge on the 9th floor and made it a sky lounge open to the public. We started with ghost kitchen concepts because we didn't have any restaurant guests and we were mainly closed. We changed our executive lounge down to the ground floor. We were entrepreneurs with our cooking classes that we did in order to keep in touch with our customers locally. So there were many ways how we kept engaged. We look for soft skills. So if you're passionate about this industry, we're happy to employ. Everything else can be learned. Whether it's the computer system that we use, procedures that we have in place, that can be definitely learned and taught. But we look for passion for this industry. We look for great communicators, people who like to collaborate together, positive, influenced associates, people who are just happy and have a certain happiness level. It's a fabulous destination in Europe. The citywide events certainly help to gain more attraction. We have a wonderful renovated hotel, and we continue to be one of the leaders in the market. So travel will always happen. People are curious. We see a little bit more blend in leisure and business. So we call this leisure within our company. That people who are very cautious about travel nowadays are willing to combine also both. A weekend before they start their business week in our destination, for example. It's this condensed and wideness. The city is very compact, but still very open. It's a city where you don't really feel claustrophobic. We have great international flares. The citywide events that are here are fabulous. We like the art scene. We have small kids, so we sometimes go to the museums. I think we have a great array of attractions in the city. We have a language advantage, being as a German, traveling around the country. There are many who we met, many Hungarians who we met who speak German and who would like to practice their German even whenever they have visitors from a German-speaking country. Whether it's a small vineyard above Balaton or when you go down to Villan, there's always someone who speaks German. We felt the same in the grocery stores here, where in the beginning, where we did not know any word in Hungarian, it was easier to communicate in German than in English, for example. Overall, Hungarians are well more traveled than, for example, Turkish, who do not generally have the passport to travel very frequently. But we have many Hungarians, even at the hotel, who worked abroad, who worked in the UK and other countries, and bring that experience to our hotel. I always say I'm the one who has two homes. Home is where my mother still lives and my parents-in-law. But home is also where we have our center, and this is why I have two homes. Whenever we travel back to Hungary, we say we go home.